So what's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Konussi. We are going to take a look today on the new Mercedes CLA 200. This one is now an AMG line. We are going to take a look at it on the inside, the outside, and also we will take it to the Autobahn for unrestricted drive. From the outside I think the car looks really good. It's now in the black. Now in a black metallic color. It has really nice rims on it, and I think the overall coupe form suits the car really well. From the back, I really like the car from the back, the Mercedes-Benz logo. I would have chosen another color, a gray color, but I think black looks also pretty nice. Let's take a closer look on the front and how you see. Okay, my sports bag is now inside. Yeah, it's a pretty large boot. You can fit a lot of stuff in here. Maybe not the best family car, but for 2 people or single people it's way more than enough. CLA 200 means 160 PS, mild hybrid. We will see how it will drive when we are driving a bit downtown. To be honest, I really like the motorization on this car. First I was a bit curious because just 1.3 liter petrol engine sounds a bit small, but nowadays we have to live with these small engines, and I think Mercedes-Benz did a great job on it. Let's take a look on the back. You see, yeah, it's a nice interior. We have really good quality, to be honest, something where I was really surprised because I haven't thought about such good quality. We have leather, we have Alcantara here, we have a really nice metal door handle, and all in all it feels really solid. Something which I cannot say about other Mercedes-Benz cars like the W205 or the W206. We have really nice Alcantara and leather seats, and the space all back here is really okay. It's not the biggest car, to be honest, but it's way more than enough. You sit good, the seating position as well. Okay, we not have any armrests or so. This is something which I would miss, or a 3-zone climate control. You can order it, but one small USB Type-C charging port. Okay, let's get in the front and see how it looks in the front. This is how the keys look. Pretty nice key. Also here, really good materials. We have Alcantara, we have leather, we have aluminum. Here it's a bit plasticky, but this is okay. I do not like this plastic piano lock color, but also this looks really good. It looks premium. Yeah, I think for the price aspect, because this car is not really that expensive, you can compare it. It's a bit more, of course it's more expensive like Volkswagen, Hyundai, but the price is really okay, to be honest, when you consider this good feel of driving where we will go in later. Here an armrest and small armrest. Okay, MBUX system. Yeah, I really do not like this piano lock color and this Mercedes-Benz MBUX. I'm not getting warm to it because I'm more on the BMW side. I like the BMW iDrive and not MBUX, because I think the iDrive is more intuitive with this knob where you can change it, and yeah. But it's an okay system, it's a decent system. Let's come to the steering wheel. I like the looks of the steering wheel really much. It's a beautiful steering wheel in my opinion, with a nice feel to it. The leather feels really expensive. The materials, it's aluminum. It feels really great. It looks great. I have to permit that the steering wheel feels a bit more premium than in BMW cars. What I do not like about this car is you cannot shift tracks in here, which is a bit yeah, you cannot skip tracks in here, which is a bit annoying, because I always skip tracks because I have a playlist with a lot of songs and I want to skip a song, which you cannot do, and this is really annoying, to be honest. And I have to say you can configure a favorite button, but I want to use it for something else, like muting the navigation system and not skipping a song, which have to be on the steering wheel in my opinion. Okay, so now let's take it for the drive. Let's start it up. On the start engine button here, press the brake and the car wakes up. Mercedes-Benz, typical for Mercedes-Benz, the gears are changed behind the steering wheel, which I really like, to be honest. We will start in the most comfortable settings, which you change here in comfort mode, and we'll see how this car drives. The car feels really nimble, I have to say. I really like the steering wheel feel from this car. It's really soft, but it's not just soft where you don't get feedback from the road. You also get feedback from the road while it's really comfortable. It drives really good. It's really agile, nimble, and I really like the steering feel from this car. What's also really good in this car is the transmission settings. You really do not feel any gear changes. The 7-speed dual clutch automatic feels just great. Cruising downtown, but also cruising on the Autobahn, it feels great. You do not get any weird shifts, or it does not make any weird mistakes like Volkswagen, these double clutch systems. I really like the automatic on the car, and I would not buy this car with a manual transmission, to be honest. Comfort wise, yeah, it feels really good. It goes over bumps really well. You cannot say something about how it handles the bumps and everything. It feels really great. It feels like comfortable. For this small of the car, I'm really surprised how comfortable this car is. It's way more comfortable than my Volkswagen Golf 8 GTI. For this price point, really well done, Mercedes. You did a great job. Now we are heading to the Autobahn for an unrestricted drive and see how this car goes. This car is a mild hybrid system, which means it has a little electric motor, which you really feel, because when you're coming when you are giving when you're giving gas, you feel that the car that the electric motor is pushing the car and giving it a bit stronger push from down. Yeah, but also the start-stop automatic feels great in this car, because you do not have this rumbling stops when the car starts. I think in this car is a car where I do not turn off the start-stop system, because it's not bad. Sound-wise, I think the 1.3 liter engine sounds really okay for this car. You will see when we are going to when we are on the Autobahn, you will hear it. For this small engine, I have to say it sounds really good. The car has a good push to it. It sounds good. Okay, it's maybe not the most sportiest car. It's a compromise between sports and comfort, but it is not bad in both of it. It's sporty, but it's also comfortable, which I really like. It's a good cruiser. So we're going to put the car in sport mode now, and you immediately feel that the motor is pressing a bit more. It's sound. You hear the engine a bit more, way more. The gear changes are made later. We have in front we have the old CLA, which also looks good, but I have to say that the new CLA looks way better than the old CLA. Yeah. So driving wise, it is really a secure car. You feel yourself good. I trust the car. Oh, we are going to push it a bit. You see the cars goes well. It makes fun driving this car. How I said, you do not feel the mild hybrid system on the Autobahn, to be honest. What you can feel is that when you are in comfort mode, the car will turn off, which I will show you later. It will get into neutral position to save fuel, and I really like this feature, to be honest. It makes fun to see the consumption going down. But now we will floor the car for 1 minute and see how it goes. It's pretty busy today. I don't know if we can reach 200 kph. Looks bad. 160. Yeah, and the 160 is made so easily and so fast. This is nothing for this car. And even when driving 170, the car is pulling really good. Yeah, okay. It's really busy today, unfortunately. Now, kick down. And it's really easy. The car could go way faster. This is nothing for this car, to be honest. So now let's change to a more comfort setting. We're going to get in economical, in eco. And then I will show you what I mean with the car goes in neutral position. Okay, now it's no, it's not the best situation to show you because we are heading hill up. But we can go in sport settings. Okay, sorry, and see how it goes. Yes, and the car is pushing. This is way more than enough for the German Autobahn. You can have fun with the car. It's not the most exciting car, to be honest, but this is not what the CLA 200 wants to be. It wants to be a perfect daily driver with a good with a good sporting feeling, but also really comfortable feel. And this is what the car does. So, and then you see it when I'm not pushing the accelerator, the car goes into neutral position and is saving fuel. You see it with the green drive symbol here. I really like this feature. It feels great on this car. It makes fun because you see I'm not losing a lot of speed, but I'm saving a lot of fuel. Fuel consumption wise, the car is a really efficient car, to be honest. I had a consumption of 5 liters. It really depends on how you drive it. Are you driving it crazy? Are you driving it on the Autobahn like a proper way? Then you will have a consumption of 10 liters. But you can easily drive it with around 5 liters when you're driving an Eco and just going with the flow of the other cars on the Autobahn. To be honest, if I have to buy a CLA, I would take the CLA 200 because it makes its job great. It makes fun to drive this car. It's a really easy daily cruiser. The sound system is great. The quality feel is great. There's nothing to hate about this car or do not like about this car. It's a Mercedes. Yeah, you have this quality feel to it. And this is something like the steering feel is something which really differentiates Mercedes or Audi or BMW from other car manufacturers like Volkswagen or Hyundai or other car brands. So now, tell me what you think about the CLA 200. Would you choose another motor? Is there anything you do not like about this car or anything you want to know about this car? I will drive this car I have this car 1 week and I had my fun with it. So subscribe to this channel to see another cars we are going to push on the Autobahn, and then stay tuned for more videos. Bye.